From Cleveland's most accurate weather team, this is 19 First Alert Plus. Sponsored by the man that makes them pay, Tim Misney.
Hi everybody, Brian Duffy in the 19 News digital studios on this Monday afternoon. It is wickedly hot out there in the city. Really, really scorching. Summer in the city, as somebody once sang a long time ago. Sam knows that song. I know she does. She knows all the great rock and roll songs that were made 400 years ago. We're going to get to Sam here in just a second as we are dealing with a first alert weather day today. And we are going to be dealing with these first alert weather days for the rest of the week, through Friday at least. Maybe that'll be extended, maybe it already has. Let's check in right now with Samantha Roberts for the very latest. Sam.
Yeah, that heat advisory in effect until 8 o'clock on Friday night. So this goes all week. I don't remember a time in my almost decade here, that's kind of crazy to think about, that we've had a heat advisory that lasted 5 days. I mean, that's pretty extreme for this part of the country. So not only do we have the heat, it's 94 in Cleveland, which is actually our record high. We also have a lot of thunderstorms out there that have developed with the heat and humidity of the day. Most of this activity has been south of I-90, but you can see one little downpour about to move over Vermilion as we speak. And a couple of these have actually gone severe. We have several new severe thunderstorm warnings. This one just out for Ashland, Lorain, and Medina counties until 3 o'clock. You can see that storm's going to be moving into eastern Lorain, central Lorain, and western Medina. Then we've got one down to the south in Portage County. That'll be in effect until 2:45 as that moves towards Trumbull County. And then we've got one more down here to the south in Stark County. It was in effect for Wayne County too. Most of the bad weather has now moved out of Wayne County, so they'll probably end up, the Weather Service will end up scaling that one back. But we have minimum 40 minutes left on these severe thunderstorm warnings. And we've even, Duff, seen a few reports of damaging winds. We're checking in constantly with our friends at the Weather Service, and not only have they given us several hail reports, but also some wind damage reports in Summit County, Stark, and Portage County. And that thunderstorm environment across Lorain County, I mean, it hasn't rained there much today at all. It's really hot and humid. So that storm probably won't slow down much as it moves into western Medina County, potentially southern Cuyahoga, but we're still a ways out from that. And then last thing here, we have a new downpour developing south and east of downtown. This is right around Warrensville Heights. 480 corridor seeing some light rain right now. So hot, humid, hazy thunderstorms. This is going to be the scenario for the rest of the afternoon and into the early evening, and pretty much every day this week we'll be seeing more of this hot, humid with daily opportunities for thunderstorms.
Sam, what does this do to our temperatures when we start dealing with this rain? Because we've been talking about the heat, of course, and you know, once we get some rain and some clouds, do we cool off a little bit? Is it noticeable? And then what happens after that rain kind of moves through?
Yeah, so people in Wayne County and southern Medina are like living their best life right now, and in Summit County, because it stormed in those areas, so there's a lot of rain-cooled air lingering behind. So you can see we're in the 70s in Wayne County. It's almost 20 degrees cooler in Worcester right now than it is in Cleveland. Same thing in Akron at 76, but it is still really humid out there. So those thunderstorms cool us off, but they leave behind plenty of muggy air. You can see our dew point. That's a measure of moisture in the air. Basically, the higher the dew point temperature, the more humid it feels. Dew points in the 70s are like borderline tropical humidity. So it's cooler now in Worcester, but it is still crazy humid. So the storms won't really help your humidity, but they will help your temperature. And if we can get these storms to move through quickly enough, I'll show you the loop here, then in their wake, if we get a little clearing, we can actually warm right back up in Worcester and in Akron. It probably won't warm up 20 degrees, but at least 5 to 8 degrees. Maybe we still, it's only 221, and we typically stop warming this time of the year around 6-ish. So we have a few hours where we could warm back up. No help with the humidity, though. It is really, really uncomfortable out there. And even with those storms coming through, still muggy.
Okay, Sam, thanks. We're going to take a quick break here. We'll be right back.
I've represented families just like yours for over 4 decades. Listen, if you need me, call me. You know I'll be there for you, and I'll make them pay. In the meantime, I'll keep an eye out for you.
Okay, Sam, so what we're dealing with here is a lot of red on that 7-day forecast there. It is certainly living up to what you guys had told us to expect, at least on this Monday, and there doesn't appear to be any relief here for a few days, at least.
No, today's weather is pretty much the forecast for the next 5 days. I know, not the best news. I always tell people, oh, Cleveland is like the best place to be in the summer, which I still believe, but it's also hot and humid sometimes, as we know, and this is the case. You may have heard a little like dinging in the background, that little chime. That's our National Weather Service chat, so they were actually sending us some storm reports. Most of that was out of Pennsylvania, but we just got one from Portage County. Trees and wires down from those thunderstorms that have been moving through. So more of this to come over the next several days. Hot, humid with almost daily opportunities for scattered thunderstorms. It's not raining everywhere all at once, but there's some scattered storms on the map at times. So that's going to be the scenario next several days. And some of those storms, much like today, may produce strong gusty winds, heavy rain, torrential rain at times because it's so humid out there, and of course that gusty wind threat. By Sunday, the storms may actually be a little bit more numerous, which would ideally keep us a little cooler with a high of 90. That's not extreme for this time of the year. It's about 8 degrees above average, depending on your location. And then I'm cautiously optimistic that a week from today, it should feel noticeably cooler out there by about 10 degrees on Monday. We should be in the 80s. We'll see. Some of the models, or at least one of them, keeps the heat wave going through the end of the weekend and even into next week. But that's really uncommon for this part of the country. So I'm going to keep us in the low to mid 90s through the end of the weekend and then start to cool us down by Monday. We'll let you know, though, if we have to make adjustments.
Okay, Sam, thank you very much. And of course, we're going to stay right on top of this because this affects obviously a lot of people. There are people without air conditioning, without ways to stay cool. So we are going to really stay on this. And one way we are going to do that is with our First Alert Focus show. Of course, you'll want to watch this tonight. Weeknights at 7:30 on WUAB. This is really a great opportunity for us to showcase our fantastic 19 First Alert meteorologists. They are truly, without question, the best in the business. And this gives you a really in-depth look at what is going on with the weather, and specifically at times like these when you really need to know, because there really is a safety issue here, especially for elderly people and again, people without air conditioning. So be on the lookout for that. And of course, our 3.5 hours of live local news begins here in just about 35 minutes over on Channel 19 with 19 News. So we are looking forward to seeing you there. That's going to do it for now. I'm Brian Duffy in the 19 News digital studios for Samantha Roberts. We'll see you later on this afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.